I've been in California for 8-9 years, and I really like Los Angeles. And, one of the things I've really learned is you have to be aggressive as a team. The Clippers have become stagnant, even with a new arena. Nobody talks about them. The market's too big. There's too many things going on. The beach, the mountains, the weather. I mean, people are out walking around the beach last night. It's just the way it is in Los Angeles. And, I mean, the Dodgers win the World Series, and they go spend $450 million in upgrades to their roster and $100 million in a clubhouse renovation. That's after winning a World Series. Like, that's the way it works. I mean, the Rams considered, hey, we may have to move off Matt Stafford. They moved off Goff when he got to a Super Bowl. Harbaugh to the Chargers. Lincoln Riley, they steal Oklahoma's coach. You have to swing big in this town because there's too many premieres, too many red carpets, too many things going on. And it forces organizations, especially the Lakers, to be hyper-aggressive. I mean, they took a big swing on Anthony Davis. Worked. They took a big swing on Westbrook. Didn't work. They took a big swing on J.J. Redick. Everybody criticized him. J.J. Redick, not experienced, kind of an ego. He's been absolutely fantastic. When you watch this team offensively, you can see the game preparation. And, I think it's hard in this town that you are forced. You can't be the Cincinnati Bengals and just stay in draft order and don't take a big swing. I mean, LeBron's playing out of his mind. And I do think there's a honeymoon period for a Steph or a LeBron with a new guy. You're kind of showing off. But it's just the status quo doesn't work here. And I think LeBron is completely energized now. Because if even LeBron, you can kind of lose him during the football season. You forget about him if you're not viable. And, the Clippers, a desperate organization, they build a new basketball arena, but they're still clinging to Kawhi and James Harden. And that story's over. Nobody's interested. And I'm watching the Lakers briefly last night, and it's just, they've reinvigorated the franchise, the team. And I'll say this, I have been critical of the Lakers front office before. Because there's been some misses, but I appreciate the effort. Like, even the way, it's funny. You remember when they got Mark Williams, the Charlotte center, in a trade? And then the next day, his doctors, the Lakers doctors, said, nah, it's not going to work here. And Charlotte's like, what do you mean? He's healthy. He just played. I honestly think this happened. I think the Lakers took a big swing on it. And then they don't have a scouting department quite as big as the Warriors. The Buss family is not as wealthy as a lot of these big owners. I think the Warriors or the Lakers did a little digging on it and they started making a few calls and a little more digging. They took a big swing and they said, well, our doctors don't like him. I don't think that's the craziest theory out there on why they made it and then suddenly why they moved off it. But I appreciated the effort. J.J. Redick, I appreciate the effort. And, again, you can make big swings that are stupid, trading away Luka for AD in one first rounder and Max Christie. That's just a dumb move. But one of the things I've over and over, I've said, I love the way the Philadelphia Eagles do business. I mean, Carson Wentz was having an MVP season. Yeah, we're going with Nick Foles. And Doug Peterson wins the Super Bowl. Yeah, we're moving off him. And Chip Kelly had a winning season. It's not a good fit. And I think in Los Angeles, it's just different. The Dodgers could just rest on their laurels. Nope, they went and spent $450 million more, and they're renovating, which is, by the way, a beautiful stadium. They're going to renovate it and make it even better. And I think being an executive in Los Angeles, you have got to stay on your toes. I said it with Jim Harbaugh to the Chargers. I said, you just can't do another coordinator. You're getting lost in this. This is not San Diego, where people go to the games, Phillip Rivers wins 10 games, and that's good enough. That is not good enough here. And so the J.J. Redick swing, unbelievable. The Luka swing, unbelievable. And even the Westbrook move that didn't work. It's what L.A. forces you to do, and it's what the Lakers do. J-Mac with the news.
No.
Turn on the news. This is the Herdline News.
All right, Colin, let's start with the Raiders. Listen, we know they need a new quarterback, right? Well, new GM John Spytek, it sounds like he's got options, whether it's the draft or free agency. And now Max Crosby has chimed in on recruiting a certain quarterback. Take a listen.
The first year off an Achilles is one of the hardest things to do. You've seen it happen with Kirk. Kirk had a down year. It happened with Aaron. I mean, he struggled, like you said, early on, but he got better as the season went. I think with all the doubt and all the negativity around Aaron Rodgers, oh, he needs to retire, things like that. You know, he's getting caught by the Jets. I think he's going to come back. I think he's going to have a big year this year, and I hope it's in our town.
Yeah, what do you think there, J-Mac?
Well, interesting. Last time Max Crosby was pounding the table for someone, it was Antonio Pierce.
Yeah.
How'd that work out?
Yeah.
Remember, he was like in the owner's ear. I want Antonio Pierce here. Him and Devontae Adams, I think they took the owner out to dinner and they were like, we need to keep Pierce.
Yeah, that's
so
why.
now he's going in, hey, we need Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah.
Okay. You know Pete Carroll better than anyone. What do you think he wants? You think he wants Aaron Rodgers?
I think Pete would like a veteran presence in the room. I mean, I think if, I don't think Pete wants to give away all that draft capital for a quarterback. He's not going to get Cam Ward. They're not selling,
Right.
they're not selling off that many pieces. So I think Aaron's very attractive. But I think the other thing is Pete's going to control the organization. I mean, Norm Chow got a little big for his britches, and Norm Chow left USC. And Pete Carroll made sure Russell Wilson, it's kind of my team, my culture. See you later. Like, Pete's going to run the show. This is going to be Pete's culture.
Well, based on that, that's not a good fit with Aaron Rodgers.
I don't think – I think Aaron's good enough, and I do think Pete will allow Chip Kelly to just run the offense. But this is going to be Pete Carroll's franchise.
Yeah, by the way, you think Chip Kelly wants
I don't know.
Combative Aaron Rodgers as his quarterback?
I think Chip Kelly is all about ball.